Hello, welcome back. Felix here tonight on Stormcast. I'm going to go over some of the weather for the next few days. So today and tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday, we'll be under the influence of a large area of low pressure. I'm issuing rain and yellow wind warning just for these 2 days, just for the persistent rainfall and strong winds of around 40 to 70 miles per hour, depending on your location and geology in the UK. There's one weather front at some point over Wednesday and Thursday, uncertain at the moment. At the time of recording, that's going to sweep across the UK, causing a decent amount of damage due to very heavy rainfall and winds peaking at around 50 to 60, widely 50, which is why I've issued the yellow. It's meant to be very unsettled. Obviously, with all the recent flooding, I'd expect rivers levels to rapidly increase just due to the amount of ground. So, due to the saturated ground, drains, especially in this county, just aren't being unblocked. Due to the councils just being stretched by the amount of damage the recent storms have been causing. So the drains aren't getting blocked, they're just staying blocked, they're causing road floods, which obviously increase the amount of water that goes into the rivers. If you're near a river, it increases the amount of crashes, it saturates the ground further, which causes trees to uproot, and it's just the negative multiplier effect of lack of the lack of lack of what's the word? I can't even think of the proper word, but like, can't think of it. The lack of, I can't think of the proper word, but just like keeping it up to date with all your infrastructure is just not at the top of the council's priority list. They'd rather, paint some lines on a car park, which they are doing at the moment, rather than go cut up a tree which is overhanging the road, causing a significant, risk. They'd rather paint some lines rather than get some structural engineers out to save a main artery through a town centre, to protect the, travel into the town centre, but they'd rather paint some parking lines, make them more clear, even though they were perfectly fine. They'd rather spend money on that, or they would rather change their car parking prices up them rather than go and improve the infrastructure, which I must add has been sat there for 4 months now with absolutely no repairs done. They've always done is cut one tree down. That is it. The landslide on that road is getting worse and worse, and it's not exactly going to be getting any better, and it's just undermining the road, and it's causing structural problems. But like I said, they'd rather spend the money and time on painting lines and upping their car parking charges. So that's the weather. Saturday into Sunday will be a very wet and stormy week, and for the majority of us, unknown certainty on the track due to the jet stream being rather volatile at the moment. Obviously, with El Nino starting to take hold, this is what we're going to see a lot more of. Big storms coming in. The majority of them should track either north or south. The Midlands, middle of the UK, should stay rather clear, to be fair, of the worst of the storms. The majority of the bad storms should track south. The majority of the calmer storms should track north. That's just the natural way, apparently, that the jet stream's due to take. This will shift over time. Generally, it's an even split between south and north. Generally, it's quite rare for a big storm to take a direct impact for the Midlands. It's usually it tracks north or it tracks south. It's just for some reason the way I've noticed it to go. So that's just a weather forecast. Not too much else to talk about, actually. Yeah, I think that's the majority of the weather forecast. With a couple videos upcoming, we'll be looking at some damage in the local area. We'll be looking at some trees which are cut down. I'm not too sure whether it was started off as storm damage and the rest were cut down or not. We'll be looking at some erosion damage from the industrial estate. We'll be cleaning the bird feeder. We'll be looking at the retaining wall, which is about to collapse. We'll be looking at other things. Another thing is, as soon as I reach... Look how bendy that tree is. Now, as soon as I reach that 700 subscriber milestone, I will be doing mobile phone live streams during storms, and I will also start the fundraising for every pound that's donated. I will plant a tree. That's something I'm really keen to get started. So yeah, funny thing today, I saw a council van get ticketed for not paying in their own car park. The ticket warden came round. It was a county council car park. She came along and just ticketed the county council van. So that was funny. I'm not too sure if they actually have to pay in their own car park, but it was also in a electric charging point spot, but it wasn't an electric vehicle, and it wasn't charging. So that might have been the reason why, but probably her vehicle. Probably just ticketed her own vehicle. Wouldn't be surprised with some of the people these days. Some of the stuff we see. Some of the stuff we see. Recycling. That's another big one. So when there's a recycling bin next to a general waste bin, which one do you put a glass bottle in when it's mixed recycling and general waste? An empty glass bottle. You put it in a general waste, wouldn't you? Stupid people. The whole point of recycling, my county is UK leading in recycling. Although they're closing their dumps, which is not a very good thing, we've got a ton of different options to recycle stuff. Like, we can recycle plastic bags, we can recycle plastic packaging, we can do food waste, garden waste, Christmas trees, general waste, obviously, all plastics, glass, cardboard, paper, obviously the usual. We can do... What other stuff can we do? Apart from black plastic, that's the only plastic, because apparently the council's recycling plants are colourblind, and they can't see black plastic. It's just the rubbish we get told by our council. The machines are colourblind. Well, the rest of the country isn't, so why yours? Don't know, just don't see it. I bet it's just to reduce the amount of plastic, or whatever, or it's cheaper to run, or something like that, but... We were told the black plastic now has to go in the bin, which is stupid. But apart from that, we have a pretty good selection of collections. We can recycle also your gas canister stuff. Batteries get collected. Clothing gets collected. Electricals get collected. What else? Shredded paper. Apparently some councils don't allow shredded paper to be recycled. Our one does. So I have to give them praise for that, but my days, they can't turn lights off. Like, literally, no joke, our council gave their staff a training course on how to turn off lights. Like, no word of a lie. That actually happened. Because they left the lights on, it caused outrage in their main council building. It costs us about 70 grand a year just for them to leave their lights on 24/7. So people were not happy about that. Just turning the lights off when they aren't needed, not having the lights on in the middle of the day will save us about 45 grand, they think. And with the rising energy bills, probably on the way to 100 now. Because our energy bills went up, I don't know, 50%, 8%, I don't know. Quite a substantial amount though. Solar panels is the way to go, because apparently, don't quote me on this, but apparently the government's pretty much paying for your entire solar panel installation and buying them. So you might have to fork out, I don't know, 5 grand, 10 grand, or whatever. But bear in mind your, electricity bill, especially for this house, is like, I don't know, like 2-3 grand a year. I don't know, probably on the way to 3 grand a year. We don't leave, well, I don't leave the lights on, I'm not really that wasteful. I have this light on, that's the only, and apart from charging my phone and turning this light on, that's all I use in this room. The trains are reusable batteries, so yes, they use electric, but I don't throw them away every time, because when it's cheaper, not to start with, but they're a hell of a lot cheaper because, like, for example, I bought a pack of 10 normal batteries a little while ago, actually quite a long time ago. They were like, I don't know, £5. I bought a pack of 10 rechargeable, they were £20, £15, £20. Well, you think after 3 or 4 uses, they might last, I don't know, a couple of weeks with my trains. Or after 2 months, that's already paid itself off, and then all you're doing is using the electric. Well, you got to, the amount. It's so much better. Like, it's so much better. It's a hell of a lot cheaper. It's green. It's convenient. Um, all of that stuff. It's so much better. The only downside is, I don't think they last. Like, they have to be thrown away after, I think, like 5 years. I think the ones I get, which is annoying, but that's life. I'm gonna have to turn this video off now because I've got some Bricklands channel content to record. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.